Hi everyone. Today I would like to speak about why bad things happen. It is a topic that's come up for conversation for the last few days, and more than likely because I've been wondering the best way to speak about it, and what keeps coming up to me is through my own personal experience. So for me, if the bad things that happened in my life hadn't happened, I wouldn't be prepared for what I do in life now, which of course is to be the healer, medium channel that I am. I would never have the comfort zone of having spirits appear before me, whether they be the likeliness of an angel or Jesus or any spirit come before me to do what I do now. So how would I have to transition into that comfort zone? I would, of course, have to lose those who were very close to me. And it began when I was about 6 years old. My father would pass, and most people who pass, they just pass and that's it. But my father would have a habit of showing up every night and sitting in my room and watching over me. And of course, as any 6-year-old do, when you see someone who everybody else says is not supposed to appear, they're supposed to be dead and that's all you're going to see, you do what any child would do. You would put the covers over your head, and that's what I did. He would come for 3 nights in a row, and he stopped eventually. And I would see other things, other spirits as I would grow. Nothing scary, of course. It was only kindness and goodness, which would prepare me for the next spirit who would pass close to me. It would be my brother when I was 13. And of course, he would have his way of appearing too, but it would be in light fun. He was very silly. He likes to just tease and be, I was only, like I said, 13, and he was 5 years older than me. We had a very good relationship. And so another ease to get me prepared for what I would do later on in life. And at 22, I also lost my mom. Each death was very tragic in their own way. Not something I need to get into. These are things I've worked through, and I don't need to share my whole story. But each tragic story, as awful as they were to prepare me to speak to a venue, or should I say a variety of different people, and it doesn't matter what your circumstance is. In my own way, I've been there. So in part, that is why from my experience, why bad things happen. I know there are other facets to why bad things happen. I mean, a lot of times bad things happen the bad things that happen will just be the thing that triggers you to do good for others. I mean, some of us might have lost a child, maybe due to a drunk driving accident. And sometimes that parent, as hard as it is, they might go forward and be the person that promotes something like, the drunk drive, the MAD, it's Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, but someone who is going to be the advocate, so maybe to help children stop drinking and driving so that they don't have to go through that experience. I mean, we all know how many children do we know that we went to high school with and they maybe had an accident due to drinking. I mean, we all drank when we were younger, and we all had our fun. And we probably all drove at least once, but nothing happened, thank God. But imagine being the person that is behind the wheel and does cause the accident due to having drinks. Or maybe perhaps their friend passes. It's just those people that have to go through why bad things happen are here to help others be the mentor, so to speak, when they have to have that happen. Or who's the best voice to speak is through experience. We can all have that experience of, remember being in school when you would have the teacher who just wants to read through the book and try and teach you from the book. And those are the teachers that you would be completely bored from. But when you have the teacher who closes the book and speaks from their own experience, that's when you start to listen. And that's because through our experience is where we can hear and also allow the person we're speaking with to be heard. That's all I have for today. I hope it sheds a little light on why bad things happen. I think some of us already know, but there's also us people that are going through it, and it's hard to see it when you're in it. It's very painful, and it takes sometimes, for some, maybe it takes a few years, but others, it might take us 20 years, maybe our whole lifetime. So, be loving and kind to each other and patient, because we all get through it when we get through it, and all for different reasons, and never the same. I love you all. Thank you for being here, to share with me, and to listen.